Bangladeshis call it the second liberation, having joyfully liberated themselves from the tyranny of Sheikh Hasina, who fled to India. That's right, India. India has been her second home. India has now unleashed a disinformation war against Bangladesh. This is a changed India. The killers of Gandhi rule India today. The RSS-BJP regime controls the government and commands the streets. They also claim to operate 60,000 social media cells. Their guns are normally aimed at Indian Muslims, but this time they are targeting Bangladesh. Indian media outlets are claiming that a Hindu genocide is taking place in Bangladesh. This second liberation of Bangladesh was not without violence. 400 plus students were killed by police and government thugs. Thousands were injured. There was retaliation as well. This violence, however, was political, not aimed at Hindus. In some instances, Hindu temples and families were attacked. However, in most places, it was students guarding the Hindu temples. But Indian media chose to hide the truth. A BBC fact check exposed the Indian media propaganda. Here is an office of Awami League where thugs were coming out to attack peaceful students. It is on fire. Indians say a Hindu temple was attacked. BBC says no, it is a political office of Awami League.
Please, I would earnestly request all my Indian journalist friends that you also do fact checking. Why should the BBC have to take this burden? You are established media and you have a reputation. Why can't you do your fact checking?
And watch this. Indians claim it is the house of a Hindu cricketer, Liton Das. BBC says it is the house of a Muslim parliamentarian from Awami League. This is another video of the violence. Indian media says it is a Hindu temple. Alt News says it is a coffee shop in Bangladesh. Indians claim Muslim mobs looted Hindu shops, but Alt News says this retail store is owned by a Muslim businessman. Fact checkers have identified more than 40 instances of fake news by Indians. But why? Why did Indian media and Hindu extremists participate in this propaganda campaign? The motive was to incite violence against Muslims in India. And it worked. Indian Muslims have become victims of revenge attacks by Hindu mobs. Propagandists also tried to portray Sheikh Hasina as a savior of minorities in Bangladesh. Indian government has consistently backed Hasina and her authoritarian rule. Hasina was often labeled as India's puppet by her opponents in Bangladesh.
I mean, there are a group of people in Bangladesh who have always termed her to be serving India's interest. She was always an Indian sort of, sympathizer, putting Bangladesh's interest above that of India.
Perhaps it was India that set her up for their own vested political interests, and now taken her back.